And he goes, she went back, and she would go. She's looking down the street, and he'd get, and we'd see him, and he let go. And she would get the ball and go, Sheila, come, she'd come. Run up, he'd grab that, get the ball. Around the block like 2 or 3 times. Our block was half a mile around. Like, it's not walking a dog, that's fun. That's almost as fun as throwing dogs over a fence, you know? But that dog was like, if he done the dog was like, and she was just like buff, like the Schwarzen dog, you know? And she had her paw, the pads on her paws were just massive. She was just cool. Cool dog. Steve, man, he was lucky. Then my friend Paul, he had a dog. Clearly his first love also was his dog. His dog was named Spot. Very original, very creative. Not the least creative kid on my street. There's a kid named Philip. I'll tell you that in a minute. But anyway, his dog, we loved his dog, not because it was tough or cool, but because it was half Cocker Spaniel and half Poodle. And when you're 9, that's the coolest thing ever, because your dog's a cockapoo, you know. That's almost as fun as throwing dogs over a fence. What kind of dog is that? Tell your 9-year-olds that. They will laugh. They will laugh. They'll tell their friends. Anyway, so, Spot had puppies, because Spot was a girl. Who knew? The puppies were huge. And my friend Travis, he got to keep one. It was a white one. And unfortunately, Travis was like me, and he had sisters, which meant white dog gets a snow name. Snowball. No choice. You know what choice? Get a white cat around little girls, it gets a snow name. My friend Sean, he didn't have a dog, but he had a cat. His cat's name was Humphrey. Normally that would be cause for ridicule in our neighborhood. A boy with a cat. Because guys, when we see cats, we're like, you know, well, it depends who's around. If other guys around, we're like, I'm like, shoot it. If there's nobody around, we're like, everyone else, oh. Sometimes people get like, oh! I like to throw it in the barrel and go down the hill. So Sean has this cat, Humphrey. Humphrey's black and white. He's a mostly white cat with some black spots. He's got a black spot on one eye, and a black spot kind of off center on the other eye. So just a tough looking cat. And Humphrey was mean. Humphrey would get in fights all the time. I remember one time he got in this fight and he got his side all tore up, and they took him to the vet. And they stitched him up, but they left these 2 pieces of surgical tubing hanging out, so you're not eating, right? So it can drain it. And you walk down the street kind of sideways. He's got these tubes hanging out of the side, draining. You know, we just seem to be Humphrey. You know, little girls be like, oh, what's that? Those are his intestines. Humphrey got cancer in his nose. And he had a pink nose, and he's got cancer in his nose. And so Sean's parents took him to the vet, and the vet said, he's got cancer of the nose, we're going to have to put him down. Well, Sean had a sister. I don't know if you have a friend like this. My friend Sean could never get his way, ever. His sister, always. Sean never did a single thing right in his entire life. His sister never did a thing wrong, ever. So there's Kristen. We have to put your cat down. And Kristen's like, oh. So, isn't there anything you can do, doctor? He's like, well, we can do surgery, but it's going to be expensive. So they spent like $5,000 having Humphrey's nose removed. Now Humphrey, right, white cat, black spot, no nose. He's like a skull cat. Walking down the street looking nasty. Hey, what is that? That's Humphrey. Don't touch it. He might catch it. But Humphrey was cool. Humphrey was cool. Then there was my family. And I was thinking about this because my friends had their first love for dogs. My dogs were not my first love because we got one. She's a little puppy, a silky terrier. Not a tough dog. See, I was like the small kid in the neighborhood, getting picked on. I wanted a pit bull, a Rottweiler, a Doberman, something that would strike fear into the hearts of every kid on the street. Silky terrier. Dust mop minus stick. Bring it home, so cute. My mom said, oh. My sister's like, oh. What are we going to name it? Well, we lived in a democracy in my house, which meant I always lost. So what are we going to name it? We've been having ideas. My mom says, yes, Mom. Spike! Mom looks at my sister. What do you guys think? My sister Sherry says. I have an idea. My mom says, what do you think? I think because she's sweet, that we should name her after something sweet, like a sundae. Not the day sundae, but like an ice cream sundae. My mom's like, oh, that's precious. And my sister's like, look at it. And I'm like, no, don't do this. So we vote. Who votes for Spike? Even with all my limbs raised, I'm still outvoted. Who votes for Sunday? My sisters, my mom was all over that too. I'm like, Dad! My dad's like, the dog got it back, don't worry. Not long after that, Sunday had puppies. My mom said, you get to keep one. Well, we had one little boy, we called him Tiger. He was cool. He'd grab a soccer. You know, it was one of those dogs that didn't realize he was cute. He thought he was vicious and beastly, and I thought, this is the one. This is the one, Tiger. We didn't get to keep it. We got to keep one of the girls. We have to. We can't have a boy dog. We have to have girls. I don't know why. I think the political parties in my house, redistricting, whatever they call it. So we get to keep one. What are we going to name it? Mom says, what do you think? Vampiro. And Mom says, it's a girl. I said, I don't care. I just want to be able to yell that when somebody's picking on me. Vampiro, come! That's all I wanted. Here goes my sister. I have an idea. Please. My sister says, well, her mom's an ice cream sundae, and she's smaller. So I think her name should be like Bon Bon, like those little Bon Bon ice cream Bon. And my mom's like, oh, that's precious. And my sister's like, oh. So we vote. I'm not going to tell you how it ended up. I lost that. Bon Bon and Sunday. Neither of which strike fear in the heart of neighborhood children who are picking on me. Bon Bon, come! Sick 'em! Bon Bon was cool though. Bon Bon would chase the tennis ball for tennis ball. She'd chase it and bring it back. You wouldn't get it to you. Just bring it back. Look at you. You'd grab it, she'd hold on to it. You grab it, she felt slaughtering. And my mom was like, you have to say release. Release! It doesn't matter. You stick her fingers in her mouth and like grab her tongue and release! And then throw it. Somebody's bark at her. The only thing cool about my dogs was that they were escape artists. They could get out of our backyard. They hop fences, they do whatever. We didn't know how they did it. They would just get out. We'd come home and they'd be out. And our neighbors would get mad because our dogs would be out. And I didn't mind because I didn't want to have to put dog logs in the milk carton, and they went to Steve's house, they're going to chuck over the fence, so it was all good. But the neighbors started complaining, so my mom says, we got to do something, so my dad has this idea. He says, well, I think that Bon Bon's the culprit. I think she gets out, and then Sunday goes with her, so let's do this. Let's get a big cinder block and a chain. So we get our 3-pound dog with a chain to a cinder block. We come home, well, we don't come home. My dad came home. He told us later. He said, I came home, and my dad was very particular about his yard. Everything was perfect. People used to walk by our yard and say, I wish I had my putter. Perfect lawn. Comes home, the lawn is all torn up. There's scrapes all over the patio concrete that my dad laid. He said, I was like, what in the world happened? And then he realized that the dog had been dragging the cinder block all around the yard all day long. And she was gone. And the cinder block was gone. So he said, I started following the scrape marks and finally got to the back wall. And in the corner of the back of the wall, there was a cinder block.
Is that camera still running?
There's the chain going over the fence.
That camera's running?
He goes, I look over and there she is hanging there. She weighed 3 pounds. She's not going to hang herself. She's like, he said, I stood there for probably 5 minutes trying to decide whether or not I was going to save her. So, he saved the dog. The only saving thing of all this, of having really lame dogs, was my next door neighbor, Philip. Philip had a rabbit. He walked his rabbit on a leash. Now, it wasn't a normal rabbit, it was one of those Pandora rabbits that just looked like a giant fluffy thing. And he'd be walking it. Now, I shouldn't say he'd walk it. He would kind of walk it, he mostly drug it on his leash. And he would sit there on his porch with a brush and brush his rabbit. Now, his rabbit's name was Bunny. Spot is creative compared to, what do you name your bunny? So he's got Bunny. He's sitting on his porch. We'd be playing soccer in the street. We need somebody. Hey, we need more players. Phil, come on, Phil. I gotta play Bunny. I'm gonna take you for a walk. Bunny, come play soccer. So if anybody picks on me for having lame dogs, they're going, "This don't have a rabbit." You know, Phil good. Actually, Phil didn't care. Yeah, I got it. But in my house, we had certain rules. One of our rules was you had to be up on Saturday morning and have your chores started by 9 o'clock. My parents were tyrants. And then when you were done with your chores, there was an unofficial chore, which was an official chore, which meant you had to go to one of the parents and say, "Do you need any help today?" And then they would give you the answer. And
That's pretty good.
And I remember one time going in and saying to my mom, "Mom, you don't need any help today, do you?" That's the right way to ask. And she gave me the worst answer ever. An answer worse than yes. Go ask your dad. Because my dad was the worst. My dad, I go upstairs, I remember saying, "Hey, Pop, you don't need help today, do you?" "Oh, yeah, actually, I do. I need help cleaning out the garage. Get everything taken out. We're going to sweep it out, hose it out. Take care of the garage." Okay. So I go down there, I'm taking stuff out of the garage. My dad's not coming down. So I go back up. "Oh, I thought I was going to help you." He goes, "You're helping me by doing it." He was busy watching bowling on television. Not just watching bowling. Bowling he had recorded earlier. I told him, strange people. Who watches bowling? Who records bowling? I want to listen to bowling. But when it comes down to it, really, cleaning the garage versus watching bowling, I'm going to be sitting next to him. This is awesome. That guy almost knocked them all down. You can go down the street and watch that for free, you know, and it's live. But, so my dad goes, "You're helping me by doing it." So I go downstairs and I start getting the ping pong table out of the garage. But the problem was our driveway was steep, and the ping pong table had these wheels on it, and it got out of control. And so it's going down the driveway, I'm like, "Oh!" And I push it, and it lands in my mom's hedges. So it's laying in the hedges, and I can't get it out because I'm little. And my mom, I go inside, my mom's on the phone. So what does she do? So what do? You grab a piece of paper, right? Start writing Mom on it. Mom. So finally I said, "What?" And then you don't, I forgot. So I go outside and I see the ping pong table in the bushes. Oh yeah, so I run back upstairs, or back in the house. "Oh, ping pong table's in the bushes. I don't want to pop the seats. Feel magic." Okay. So we come out, we're trying to get this ping pong table out of the bushes, but my mom's 5 foot and probably weighed 110 pounds, and I was less than that. So we're pulling on this ping pong table, taking it up. And then we're standing back, we're looking at it. How are we going to get this thing out? And we hear that sound, the sound of dog toenails on concrete. We hear that, and I turn around, and there's Bon Bon coming down the street. "Hey, there's Bon Bon." She's got a newspaper in her mouth, and it's like the Sunday paper. It's massive and nasty, and just big as her. She's coming. She comes over, and my mom and her, and she sits down, and I look down, and I realize it's not a newspaper. It's like some creature. And it's nasty and mangled and muddy. And I'm like, "Oh, Mom, that's nasty. Mom, look what your dog did. Look what your dog did." And my mom looks at it and she goes, "What is that?" And I look down and realize that it's Bunny. And I was like, "Oh, Mom, you're so much trouble, Mom." And my mom grabs her and she's like, "Release, release, release, release." So my mom's like, she finally gets it out, and she's like, where are the twills? That's Philip standing there. I said, well, they're in Lake Havasu today. And she goes, great, come with me. So she goes in the house, we go in the house, she plops it in the sink, starts spraying it. I'm like, what are you doing, Mom? What are you doing? She picks it up, puts it on the cutting board. I'm like, I'm not eating that! No! And my mom goes, go upstairs and get me some shampoo. I'm like, whoa. So I run upstairs, and I grab a bottle, I bring it back to her, give it to her, I go, here you go. She goes, that's not shampoo, that's conditioner. I'm like, how do I know that? So I went back upstairs, I grabbed that bottle, I give it to her, she squirts it all, she's like, foaming him up. She goes, she rinses them off, puts it back on the cutting board, she goes, go get me the hair dryer, like the hair dryer, what's the hair dryer? She goes, the gun thing, like, what the, yeah. She goes, go get my pin brush. What's a pin brush, Mom? What's a pin brush? She goes, the brush, let's get that pins, come here, go get it! So I run upstairs, I grab this brush, let's look at that pins again, and my mom, and this, he's like Tina Turner in the 80s. He looks good now, he's whiter than ever, he's a big football. So my mom goes, come on, she picks him up, and we start leaving. And Mom, they're not home. Mom, they're not home. Mom, they're not home. So she goes, where do they keep them? She said, on the side yard. So my mom opens their side gate, we go in the side yard, she opens up the cage, puts the rabbit in, closes the gate, and we go home. So about a week later, Saturday, it was a week later, it was Saturday, I went in, Mom, you need help today, do you? And my mom goes, actually I do, we're trimming the hedges. Oh, I hate trimming the hedges. Because trimming the hedges was not fun. It was fun for my mom because she got to use that mechanical, it's like the mechanical lightsaber thing. You know, like blades. Because you can stick your fingers in there and just cut it right off. Awesome. So my mom says, okay, lay out the sheets. My mom hated raking, so we always put sheets under all the hedges. Seriously. So she goes, she trims them all, and she's out there trimming them all. I'm like, Mom,